Hi, everybody. My name is Delphine Carter. I'm CEO and founder of Bulo Solutions. Bulo believes in professional achievement without compromise, benefiting women and the innovative organizations that employ them. So we are a career mobility platform, and our entire mission is to keep women in the workforce. We do that through an interactive platform where we match companies with experienced, vetted women who are seeking project, part-time, or flexible full-time opportunities. Post-hire, we continue to support the businesses and our members. We have members that come to us with undergraduate degrees, certifications, graduate degrees, and a variety of skill sets and experiences. Examples are accountants, marketing professionals, administrative assistants, graphic artists, project managers, and so much more. And so Bulo's mission, as I said, is to help women stay in the workforce. We do that by matching them with flexible job opportunities, like what I just said, but also we want to help everyone navigate the career of their dreams. And so what we've decided to do is launch an event, and it's going to be hosted by two incredible women who you're about to meet, and it's called Plan Your Achievement. And so our goal from this I guess it's a series of 6 events, so 2 sessions each month, is going to be walking you through how to plan the goals that you have to be successful both professionally and personally. So I would love to introduce you to Anita Kirkman and Linda DeLuca. Anita, why
Hey.
don't you tell us why you are the perfect person to help women plan their achievement?
First of all, Delphine, I'd like to congratulate you and thank you for what it is that you're doing for women. As a former military spouse, I can tell you that I wished I had someone like you in my life, having to move and give up job after job and move again and start over. Quite frustrating. And to find something that had the flexibility where I could still be home and raise my children, even harder. So thank you for what you do for the women in our communities. So for me, being a military spouse of 26 years, I started out in engineering, and I had this grandiose idea of having this huge corner office and huge long title and assistant and you know, my little French roll and all this stuff. And I was going to be this huge corporate executive. And then fell in love and got married to a military guy. Well, that was the end of that. So every few years, I found myself having to start over, finally get somewhere, have to move, start over, move, start over. And I just kept going into this cycle. And so after a while, I just lost myself. I didn't know who I was when I looked in the mirror. And I can relate to women who are experiencing that, whether it be you're following someone to support them, you're having to stop work because you're supporting your family now and you need to be home for whatever reason. Somehow, somewhere, you've lost who you are. And so I began my quest to find myself again and figure out, what am I going to do when I grow up? And at the time I asked that question, I was 34 years old. Well, it was by divine appointment, I call it, where I actually found coaching. And it allowed me to pull all the different experiences I had, moving, starting over, moving, starting over, pull all those things together and to be able to help other women move forward in their endeavors and things that they wanted to do. So my experiences ranged from clerk typing all the way up to engineering. I've done sales, direct sales. I've been in leadership with all the companies that I've been in, and the different industries have been like cosmetics and finances and nutrition. Those are the things that I ended up needing for myself. And so getting those experiences in those different industries, I wanted a way to help other women move forward. And coaching was the perfect way of pulling that together. And I already had a natural gift of doing it, didn't realize I did. And like I said, it was by divine appointment that I ended up becoming a coach. And while becoming a coach, I was actually getting coached. And I will tell you, that was a life-changing experience for me. My first exposure to coaching was through a program called Starting Over. And it was where a lot of ladies went to reinvent themselves. And it's because they had lost themselves as well. And I was trying to audition to get on that show. But meanwhile, we ended up moving to Hawaii. I met a lady that looked just like me. People thought we were actually, yeah, I know, boohoo, right? So people thought we were sisters. We looked so much alike. And I was thinking, where have my dads been? But anyway, so so I ended up, I was getting ready to hire her. And then I ended up going to a seminar where the guy was talking about values and vision and things like that. And I just had this epiphany like, man, wow, this is what I want to do. I want to inspire other women. I want to talk about values. I want to talk about vision. I want to talk about how do you put that roadmap together to move yourself forward and not be stuck and starting over and over and over and over again. So that kind of began my mission. I ended up 3 weeks later flying from Hawaii to California, and I enrolled into a coaching school. I wanted to do it right and make sure I learned all the proper things of helping people not only achieve goals, but to be able to sustain them. So here I am today, several years later, and I'm still enjoying helping women move forward.
You're actually undercutting yourself by saying several years. Tell us how many years you've been doing this.
Well, if I tell you that, they give away my age.
We can back into it.
It's a good thing.
12. It's been 12 years.
Yeah.
So, so you've got tons of experience. I love your background being so diverse. One of the things that few women realize is 3 out of 5 women have nonlinear careers. And so most of us do jump across. And when you go onto Indeed and ZipRecruiter and LinkedIn, they don't want you to have that. They want you to have this very linear career. And they don't accept some of the things that happen outside of us and where life has placed us, but there's so much value from those experiences, kind of like what you were describing. And so that's what we always hope to do, is to champion the women by helping them articulate what that nonlinear career has actually formed them into. So I love that. The thing that resonated the most with what you said is, I didn't know who I was when I looked in the mirror. I think there's so many of us that have had that moment. And this is such a great chance to change that. Okay, Linda, tell us your
oh my
story.
God. I don't like going after Anita because she's so amazing. But what I love about this, the reason that we teamed up actually is because we have different backgrounds. We have, even though we agree on the same framework of how you get to the next thing, we approach it with different worldviews because we've had different experiences. So I also started my career entry-level administrative, and I went up through to global portfolio management. And I've earned 2 degrees at prestigious schools, yada, yada, but I did go through, just like Anita, a rigorous program to get certified as a coach, because I discovered that, yes, through corporate, you've got your project management, you've got your processes, the organizational design, but the most messy thing was the human behavior. And that's what intrigued me, was like, how do we do things? Why are we motivated to do things? How do we change our behaviors when we want to become a different person? So, during my career, I had several times where I was out of work, and each time I came back in a new direction. To your point, Delphine, it gave me the opportunity to reflect, to say, what do I want to do now? Here's an opportunity. It wasn't a crisis. It was an opportunity. And so coaching actually helped me do that. And so that's where I experienced coaching the first time, was in one of those transition times where it helped me reframe the opportunity from, something that I thought was a failure to an opportunity. And so go ahead. Yeah.
No, keep going. I was about to hit you up on mentioning your years.
Oh yeah. So I've actually been coaching for 14 years. The most recent change that I made was I left corporate back in 2007 to hang out my shingle. And so I am a freelancer, single business owner, one-person business. And so one of the things that I started focusing on was I went from helping those corporate individuals to helping the individual person really look at themselves like their own company. It's like you're the CEO of you, and how do you move forward with that? And even if you're in an organization, you still are the CEO of you. And it really, I think the most important lesson that I learned was I alone had control over my professional journey. And even though it's scary at times, it still is, right? I'm not going to lie to you. Just because I'm not looking in the mirror going, who are you? I'm still looking at it going, okay, what do you want to do now? But you still have control. And so for me, my ultimate success is that I get to design my life, however that folds together. And, we don't necessarily have a balanced life. We have an integrated life. So there's personal, there's professional, there's all these different things. And I think that's one of the things that Anita and I looked at when we look at this framework. That's what we're looking at, is how do we, even if you want to focus just on your professional life, it's still part of a bigger domain of your life that you need to really get in alignment to support everything you want to do. So you can't do it in a vacuum, right? All these other things, the context, the situation you're in, all has impact on where you're going.
It's I was listening to this incredible book, and I was just trying to pull up the name as you were saying that, because I loved what you said. You are your own company. And a lot of times as women, we are defined early on what our status should be. When you see a kid, you go, hey, what do you want to do when you grow up? And so the premise of what this book said is you shape, when you're young, you're forced a little bit into shaping what you think your world would look like. And then you get to that stage and you're like, something's not fitting. And it's because you came to a decision so early on that you thought your life was supposed to look like before you'd formed anything, any pieces of you. And so it's that discomfort of saying, okay, I thought I wanted to be a vet, but this sounds a whole lot better. I thought I wanted to live in the cottage with a white picket fence, and I really love being downtown in a loft. What's going on? And so it's, you are your own company. And just as a business, you start off small, you evolve, you change products. You as a person change. You become a parent potentially. You take care of your parents potentially. You get married or you don't. You have your amazing adventures, just as part of our community and in the journey you take. And so I really love that you guys hit on that. One of the things that I really appreciated about both of your backgrounds is not only have you coached executive for under a corporate umbrella, but you've also coached individuals who are out on their own trying to figure out their journey. And I thought that was very important for our audience, that is made up of women that are in corporate America and trying to figure out how to be moms at the same time, and also the women that have stepped out and are trying to say, this isn't everything I imagined. I'm missing a piece of myself. How do I get back? And so coming up with, in this process as this session, and so maybe I'll go into the details right now of this session. So we're going to have for 3 months, everybody listening and interested, for 3 months, we're going to have 2 sessions a month. And what we will cover in those is a group training format. And then the second session of the month is where Anita and Linda will break the groups up, and you'll have just a much closer interaction on what the exercises you were giving from the first session. And all of this is to help you evaluate your values, articulate your vision, organize your thoughts so that you can sustain this new that you're going down. Do you feel like that's in each session? I think we decided, was it, how long was each session? I can't believe I'm the one who just fumbled on this.
So we're going with 90 minutes for the first one, and then 60 minutes for the second. And you know what the beauty about this is, we're starting with this framework, which is really how you go from your aspirations and dreams all the way to putting it into action, right? With steps in between. And as we go through these months and sessions, we're going to adapt to what the group needs. And that's the key here. That's what makes this different from other programs that you go in a webinar and they say, here's the steps, do this. We realize that the framework is just the beginning. It's really those conversations, it's the obstacles you face that come up when you're trying to put your plan into action. That's where the magic really happens. It's those conversations in those smaller group sessions, or even in the larger group, where you learn from each other, you explore things, and you have the tools. We'll give you those strategies and tools to get over those obstacles or make decisions, really. I mean, that's the key. That plan is just to help you to make decisions. It's probably going to change, right?
Yeah, and that's the beauty of coaching, which is different than like Linda's saying, from other programs that you may have experienced, in that coaching is designed to help you tap into that inner wisdom that's there. I believe we all have that, and you can call it whatever you want to. And Christian-based, maybe call it Holy Spirit. Other people may call it universe. Other people may call it higher self. Whatever that is, that's within. So coaching really helps you to tap into that and bring it forth and attach it to achievable small goals to help you move forward. And that's the beauty of it, because you having the buy-in for yourself, you get to own the credit for your success. And that's what we want for you, to help you to move forward.
Yeah. And so this goes back to how we're going to talk a bit about the commitment that you make when you join this program. So there's 2 different ways you can join these sessions. You can do a month-by-month package. It's $50 a month. So you'll have that first group session each month. And again, the close one-on-one small group is what is more precise. but this is a commitment to you. And so if you choose the first month, go ahead and mentally commit to the second month and the third month. And if you want, you can go ahead and buy all 3 months in the beginning for $150. And what that does is it puts it on your calendar and says, I believe that I need this. I need to tap into whatever's going on in here and be able to direct it into something that's achievable. And again, back to that, I love the sustainable. And so again, 2 choices, commit to it every month. If after the first month, you don't feel like you're getting the quality that you thought, that's okay. We'll have a conversation and we'll go ahead and get you your money back for the following 2 months. All that we ask is that you commit at least to going through the first 2 sessions to really understand how it's going. So again, 2 ways to do it. If you do commit for all 3, then I think what we were talking about was that you've already kind of shown that this is something you're passionate about. You know, you want to do it. And so we have some bonus material that Linda and Anita use during their sessions and in their programming that will make accessible to you. And that's for the people that go ahead and sign up for all 3 months. Okay, so the next thing on our agenda is, can we give like a little persona of who should commit to doing this? Like who should choose? What do you look like if you're going to get a lot out of this?
What's so funny is we've been talking about this the whole way through.
Yeah.
So if you think about the way it feels, if you're somebody who wants to do this, you feel that either you feel like you're not quite in the right place. You're feeling unfulfilled in what you're doing. You need clarity what to do next, or you feel like you're kind of out of balance in your life and you want to figure out what's missing. So, it's really, if you want to make a change, either in your professional status, you want to start something, stop something, increase, shift, maybe, this will actually be the catalyst to do that. I think the most important thing, Delphine, is going back to what you were saying about commitment. You need to invest in yourself. What you invest in, you will get return on. If you don't invest in yourself, and that's time, effort, energy, mental, everything, then you're not going to get anything back. And I think the biggest thing is, I'll be honest, change, it does not happen easily. So it's going to take time and it's going to take action. And that's why we wanted this to be 3 months as opposed to just a webinar 1-day thing, because that's what's going to make it happen. So that person who you want to figure out who you need to be to make that change happen, this will be your program.
And I'd like to add to that as well, to be coachable. So basically being open to what is being presented, not only by us, but what comes up out of the different questions that you may be asked or the different exercises that we go through. But the more open you are, the more you'll be able to receive from it as well, versus someone that comes in with the closed mind and, this has got to be this way and this is the way I'm doing it. You won't get as much from the program as one that may be more open and coachable and really seeking and looking to make the change. And again, the commitment, not just financially, but like Linda said, time-wise, mentally, emotionally, the whole 9. And trust me, you will definitely get a return from doing that.
Yeah.
There's enough studies that have been pushed out that show that during COVID, women have not been able to commit to themselves, right? We have been so drawn into trying to figure out, if you're working, how are you doing work? Picking up the extra of becoming teachers, of having the kids around. So we have not been able to commit to ourselves. As our world slowly opens up, we're getting vaccines, things are changing, numbers start looking better, start committing to yourself and start realizing that big changes are around the corner. And how are you going to meet those changes and what are you ready for? What I wanted to highlight too is the sessions are a max of 20 people. So the small groups will be broken up into 2 groups of 10. There's also an agreement. Anita supplied the personal agreement that she uses with her clients, and I loved it. And we have it out there. And that is that everybody treats each other with kindness. There's behavior regulations, and there's also privacy. We're in this session together to try and grow as people. And so everything that happens in the session stays in the session.
Just like
so
Vegas.
I really liked
the Vegas thing.
Vegas without the drinking.
Yes.
And the gambling. You're taking a gamble on your future. Kidding. Okay. So I can't miss a good time. And so this is what we encourage you to do. Commit to yourself. You'll really enjoy this time with Linda and Anita, and also some peers who are in the same stage of life as you are right now. Max of 20 people. So go ahead and go sign up. 2 different ways of doing it. Buy all 3 months for $150, or you can go month to month with $50 each month. And then it's open to Bulo members and non-members. And so if this is the first time you've heard about Bulo, or you're wondering what a Bulo member is,
Mhm.
Bulo member, it's free. So with Bulo, we've got our clients and we've got our members, and the members are made up of women just like you, who are just seeking a way to balance their personal and professional selves. It's a free membership. We want everybody to feel inclusive, like we're all on this journey together. So that's why we choose the word member. We have jobs on our platform that are not often found out on the public postings. And mostly that's because we only work with companies that are willing to offer flexible job opportunities. So that's flexibility in location and hours and in culture. And so if they're not willing to do that, it's not on our platform. So if you are seeking flexible jobs that are not necessarily found, go ahead to our website, BULO solutions.com/talent. Start filling out your profile. It's longer, but what we do with that is, because a lot of people have nonlinear careers, is we start showing who you are as a whole person. We talk about your soft skills and your hard skills, and it becomes almost an overlay for hiring managers to get to know you better before there's this timeline of professional achievement or what you've been doing. And so we encourage you to go through the profile. There's some tips once you start. We are your advocate. We want all women to be able to just achieve both goals that they have. And I think this program will be a great kickoff for people who want to start becoming Bulo members too, of okay, I've got this goal. How do I get there? And you guys will help them. So
It's
thank
exciting.
you so much. It is exciting. Oh, and to sign up, that would be an important thing, right? So the tickets are on Eventbrite. We'll have links in all of our social media, on our LinkedIn page, and or you can just search Eventbrite and Bulo Solutions, BOULO, and you'll be able to see the session. So thank you so much, Linda and Anita, for your time. We're going to see a lot more of you. We're going to have some live sessions on Instagram, just so you can get to know both of these incredible women even better. So thank you, guys.